Welcome to Deep Dive Daily.
Good morning, Andy. Good morning to the Miami Heat and the Dallas Mavericks, especially. Sides end up 3-1 for me, so I'm in a great mood for the play-in start to the playoffs. Total's only 2-2, and almost 1-3. That third quarter or the start to the fourth quarter for Mavs Kings had me about ready to freaking rip the television off the wall. I think they had a combined 12 points through 7 minutes in the fourth quarter.
Oh,
And
really?
I just needed 40. or no, I just needed 37. And I was like, what is happening? What is happening? That was absolutely insane. But yeah,
I did bet that.
Oh, did you? What did you? Yeah, did you play some stuff yesterday?
I got 13 flat, 213.
Yeah, what the fuck was that, man?
I don't know. I don't track the pace, but like you were so adamant about it, and I didn't get full chili from Arsenal. I got half a win, half a push.
Oh, that was nice. 90 plus 3.
I didn't. So I got busy. I didn't pay attention to that match, and then I'm like, oh, I should check, and it was over. I'm like, oh, well, good. It was probably pretty easy, and I'm like, oh, it was scoreless. It was 60-minute mark, I think.
Yeah, you got your third goal at 90 plus 3. I'm pretty sure. That was like,
that's
anyway.
But the same thing goes with the basketball game. I went to bed. The live total was like 225, and I'm like, I'm tired. I can't stay up for the rest of this. So
honestly,
I'm glad I didn't have to live through it.
Yeah. The fourth quarter got so weird. Anyway, I think they had 180 points through. They had 180 points through 3 quarters. So you just needed 34, which isn't a lot. No. And still, it was kind of close. Good job on your Arsenal squib. The Arsenal kills the Batman. Real Madrid no longer in the mix for a Champions League title, and they're moving on from their manager. And is this true? They're bringing in Klopp. Klopp's going to go and coach and he's going to manage it. He's going to manage in La Liga. Does that fit to you? That feels like a wild misfit. What are we doing?
Most of the recycling coaches, it's just they don't have to be fits because it's like, this guy's so good. Doesn't matter. Like, we'll bring him in. It's like the U.S. men's team. Like, that's not a fit. Most of these aren't fits. It's just like, hey, here's a huge name who can work right now.
I mean, there's a whiff of like Kenny Atkinson, JB Bickerstaff, where Liverpool is doing better, clearly better this year without him. I don't know, man. Kind of a weird news cycle. I didn't understand that one. It feels the Barca and Real always feel very like what do you call it? They choose their managers within borders. It feels like for the most part, and not choosing a Spanish manager feels strange. Anyway, let's talk NBA playoffs. We have
play off.
Sorry, we know. Yep.
Jesus, I looked like shit.
We know. We for sure know 6 series, and I have my 6 series prices dialed in. So let's go through those again one by one. I have pencils down. Like I'm done. I'm done. Pencils are down here. And I have my final answer. So let's go through those and see if we can make sense of some things. And try to find ways to bet this. Where do you want to start? I'll let you ask some questions.
I mean, back to the Lakers one.
Okay, Lakers. That's my first tab. That was the first one I worked on. Okay,
we started with this, Drew, early in the week. You disagree with the number. Yeah. It has gone against you.
Yes.
Heavy Lakers money.
Yes. What's the current price that you're seeing?
I don't know, like 1 to 2.
What's the?
I'm pulling up NBA series prices right now.
What's the bookmaker price? Yeah. I'll tell you.
Off the board. Oh, there it is. Minus 217.
Wow.
188 on the comeback for the Wood Dogs.
Oh my goodness. So I have not played that one. My numbers say play the Timberwolves, and I don't have the stomach. I don't have the stones. I don't know that I'm missing something necessarily. But my fair price for that one currently is Lakers minus 112. I think one of the reasons I don't have the stones is I don't really know how I get any value out of that one, and I'm maybe just better off picking game by game throughout the series as opposed to, because like there's going to be a premium on the Lakers for 7 games, Andy. This is a long series, and you can bet the Timberwolves all 7 games, and you'll probably go 4-3. You can bet the Timberwolves for the games that you think they have kind of the ability to do some rotational tweaking that could affect things positively. Because who doesn't go balls to the wall for 4 straight playoff games is LeBron James. Like in general, the spirit of the Lakers, I feel like you're going to get a couple of white flag games out of them in this series. And I think the general task for the Timberwolves, in my opinion, is stop Austin Reeves. Yes, that's what I said. I said stop Austin Reeves.
I said what I said.
He's the second most important offensive player for the Lakers. Full stop. I think his usage is slightly lower than LeBron James, but his efficiency is higher. And Luka is going to get what he gets no matter what. So you're not even really kind of game planning for him. Let him have his 35 to 50 a night and figure out ways to stop Austin Reeves and make the rest of that squad beat you. And I think the Lakers defensively, they're in a little bit of a tight spot here. Like there's a lot of ways that the Timberwolves are going to be able to affect positive offense here. My final offensive expectation for the Timberwolves here is that they land in the 78th percentile offensively, 80th percentile defense. Some of that is because they're matching up against just an absolute truck of an offense with the Lakers, who I have performing at the 80th percentile. So ultimately, my fair for game 1 is Lakers minus 2.7. My fair total for game 1 is 225.8. The market right now is 216 and minus 4. So you'll never believe it, Andy. I played the over in game 1. That one looks pretty solid to me. I'm not exactly sure what it is about the Timberwolves defense that has people excited to stop the Lakers, because I don't think you're getting 90 plus percentile defense out of this unit against these guys. So
I think you will, like one game. There'll be one game where they just have to crank it up, but it's hard to sustain that for a full series. Full playoffs.
My favorite way to play a game 1 over, over, alt over. Like this could be a 200. This could be a 240 type of number. I don't think there's going to be much feel each other out, slow things down. This is literally just going to be, let's try everything in our offensive arsenal to figure out what works, and I think a lot of it's going to work. So no series play for me in Lakers Timberwolves, even though my numbers say back the Wolves. I think the better angle is just to pick your spots to bet Minnesota in the series game by game, and that's not game 1. Probably it starts later in the series. I'm going to keep my powder dry and save it for game 3. But between now and when we get to game 3, we are over players. All right. What's next?
Oh, that's the only one I wanted to talk about. We'll come back tomorrow. I mean, we've been over the Clippers. We've been over the Clippers one. Clippers minus 118.
Yeah, my final price.
102 on the comeback.
All right, my final price there is Clippers minus 139 for the series. My fair price for game 1 is Denver minus 1.1. My fair price for game 3 is Clippers minus 3.3. My fair total is 222. So the current total is 225. So I'm on the under here, which is unusual, but I don't think that this is priced correctly. And I lean game 1 Clippers. There's a fun way to play this one in the double market, Andy.
Oh.
Clippers win game 1, Clippers win the series. The double result.
Oh, double result.
The double result.
Series.
Game 1 series. But here's kind of where so the market right now has Clippers minus 118, Nuggets plus 102. So the gap relative to my fair has narrowed substantially. Like when we first talked about this series, they were like plus 130. I know that because I have some of that at somewhere. But this has moved now pretty aggressively in favor of the Clippers, and I completely agree with that. I should note the Clippers They have more pieces. They have more flexibility. They have the better coach, which typically means that like as the series goes deeper, you would favor the Clippers even more, right? Does that make sense?
I had to look it up. I couldn't remember who the coach was.
Like Ty Lue?
Yeah, I couldn't remember.
Allen
I
Iverson
don't watch
stepping over
Clippers
Ty Lue?
games.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
I know. A lot of respect.
He's getting a lot of Coach of the Year votes. You kidding me?
He's beloved now. Now that he detached himself from somebody who overshadowed him a little. It's
LeBron's.
Yeah, now he's just a top 5 guy. I don't watch Clippers games. Apparently they're on too late. I don't think I've caught any of that all year.
Yeah, that what was funny about that? I was talking to a friend of ours about most improved player, and there's like this early wave of Zubac support, and like that's correct. Like he has been incredibly improved this year. He's a factor. He matters this year. In fact, he's the player to watch for the Clippers. His defensive impact in particular is the greatest of any of these guys. And there are some sick defenders, including Chris Dunn, who is an incredible on-ball defender, including Kawhi Leonard, the Claw. So yeah, Zubac matters a ton for them, both offensively, but particularly defensively. His impact on this series is second highest after Jokic. Jokic's offensive impact is like as big as any has ever been for any team of all time, which is why he's gotten a lot of MVP votes. But there's been a lot of,
you're saying?
Yes. Oh yeah.
Hot take.
But there's been a lot of MIP support for Zubac, and we were joking of like, how is he not dead yet? And the answer is because they haven't counted the East Coast votes yet. And the East Coast people haven't seen it play, so they don't even know. So yeah, I think
I was wondering if that's where you were going with that.
So ultimately, he is still a little bit of a secret. But the secret is out that the Clippers are a bit of a super team. I right now rate them the second best team in the West, which is going to make Thunder Clippers a really fun second round series, hopefully. But the
so you're saying Bill Simmons does not know who Zubac is?
Bill Simmons knows. He goes to Clippers games. Don't you listen to the BS report? He's a season ticket holder.
I still have him.
He's leading the campaign.
I forgot he lived in LA now.
He's leading the campaign.
Boston. Yeah.
Anywho, so Clippers win game 1, win the series. I think it's fun. Jesus. If the Clippers lose game 1, I think coming back in on them again at plus money to win the series is still fun. Let's assume that the Nuggets hold home court in game 1 and game 2. I'm still really not losing my shit on this Clippers series bet that I have because, again, they have more pieces. They can do more things in terms of changing and kind of finding the right closing 5, and they can in general defend home court. I think so. They just need to take either 5 or 7, even if they lose 1-2. The other kind of points I wanted to make, there are some questions about the offense of the Clippers. Like they only have 4 positive offensive players: Harden, Leonard, Zubac, and Powell. The Nuggets have 5, and the Nuggets 5 is their starting 5 and their closing 5. So that offense is for real. But the problem is the Nuggets defense is just flat bad. Jamal Murray is a problem. Michael Porter Jr. is a defensive problem. Jokic is a defensive problem for his position relative to what other centers are giving you. And I think the Clippers can, number one, make Jokic a three-point shooter, which is bad. Anytime Jokic takes 8 or more threes in a game, in a series, it is over. They lose the game, they likely lose the series. If he is a three-point shooter, the Nuggets are cooked. On the flip side, you have Chris Dunn potentially just absolutely putting handcuffs on Jamal Murray. So, a lot of positives here for the Clippers. So I digress. Let's go Clips.
Let's go Clips. I have no interest in talking about the Knicks series.
Let's talk about the last West series we know.
Okay. Yeah, Bucks. Well, Bucks Pacers used to.
Well, the last West series
Warriors,
is
Rockets,
Warriors Rockets. Yeah. So my price is Warriors minus 122, which means my numbers say bet the Rockets. Should we do it?
Do you want to do that though?
Should we?
I don't think so. I'm fine without that.
Nuggets.
I'm fine
sorry,
without
the
that one in mind.
Rockets right now are minus 174. Rockets are plus 156. That's a non-trivial edge relative to my fare of plus 122 for the Rockets. Rockets can absolutely win game one.
Have fun with that.
I kind of want a double result here. You ready for this? Houston game one, Warriors series.
Yeah.
Because the Warriors, I have them likely to win this series, and I also think they have more they can tool with. And the bigger problem for the Rockets is this: their best offensive player, not very good. Which means the deeper you get into a series, the more this becomes like a full-on rock fight. And the real kind of the world we live in, of the 9 teams that are alive in the West right now, Andy, you know whose best offensive player is the worst? It's the 2-seed Houston Rockets. Their best offensive player is Alperen Şengün, and a ton of his efficiency comes from offensive rebounding. And maybe he has that impact on this series. Maybe maybe he's the guy to watch as far as a playoff emergence. I would personally tab Amen Thompson as that guy to watch in this series because his defense on Steph Curry is going to be unfucking believably cool to see over a 7-game series. But I think what happens here ultimately is the Warriors limp through and are just drawing dead in the Lakers Timberwolves winner.
Yeah.
3-6 versus 7. So that's probably the Lakers, and it's probably going to be a pretty disappointing. Oh, great. Lakers are just going to the Western Conference Finals. Cool. But and honestly, the fact that there is potentially an invisible hand that might make sure that we get either LeBron or Curry into the Western Conference Finals, and Luka and then Jimmy Butler, like the idea that we are going to have one of those 2 teams in the Western Conference Finals, it feels like the invisible hand might be at play a bit in this in these 2 series. So
I'm on the scale.
But I will say this: like, if the Warriors come through, and if this is a 6 or 7 game series, and if Ime Udoka runs, all of his length at Curry for every game, it is going to break Curry down to the point where they are effectively done. Like a deep run for the Warriors in these playoffs, Andy, I'm telling you, because they got the 7 seed, it is not happening. Like the Warriors are 1 series and done at best. And I think the miles that they put on Curry are just too high. And, yeah, I mean, like did you watch much of Warriors Grizzlies?
Just the end. I caught the end.
So Curry was awesome. Butler was amazing in the first half. Every other Warrior is a liability offensively. That's not good.
Yeah, so they don't really match up that well against the Timberwolves either, if they take that series.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. It's bad. Yeah, like the Warriors are. This is it. This is it for Golden State, in my opinion. And I may end up eating those words, but ultimately, I think they're the fact that they're third banana offensively. You're counting on a lot of production from Brandon Podziemski. Not good. Draymond Green can't hit the broadside of a barn from 3 anymore, and they still give him 4 or 5 shots a game. Jonathan Kuminga, who's a fine player, is suddenly just out. He's just not part of the equation anymore. He's just DNP coach's decision, which is amazing to me. Moses Moody is dealing with some injuries, although I like his defense a lot. They got good defense. Like Gary Payton Jr. is good defensively. Brandon Podziemski is excellent defensively. Jimmy Butler is a dog. Draymond Green obviously is a DPOY second runner at this point. Yeah, I think ultimately this is a defensive series. And here's my dream. You ready? The Rockets score 130 in game 1. They just have an offensive explosion. They've drawn up all of these plays. They've done all of their scouting, and they just run the tired Warriors off the floor. And then the second game, Curry's shooting the lights out. That flies over the total also. And then we get a big adjustment up in terms of fair total, because right now we are staring at 213.5. That is a very low number, right? The best case scenario is we get a couple of overs, there's a general correction to the high side for the total, and then there's just a general collapse of points as we go deeper into the series. And if there is one series that gets to a 7th game of any of these that I'm praying for, it is Warriors Rockets, because there will be first to 100 wins that game, and that is going to be the Game 7 under bet of the year of the decade of the millennium.
Lock of the week of the century.
Lock of the week of the century. I could not hope for that any harder in my heart. I would absolutely love that. Anyway, that's it for the West. I predict my final predictions. My final predictions in the West. Oh, by the way, OKC, if they draw Dallas, I have OKC at minus 10,000. If they draw Memphis, I have OKC at minus 5,500. So OKC 4-0 either way seems right. My other predictions, I'm going to say Warriors in 7, 100-98. I'm going to say I'm going to call Lakers over Lakers over Timberwolves in 7. Sorry, Andy. And then because the Lakers over Timberwolves in 7 with the caveat that they get 45 free throws in Game 7. And then Clippers over Nuggets in 5. I think that's a short series.
Can you imagine if the Wolves are up 3-2? The free throw disparity is going to be nasty.
No, I cannot. Or if they're 3-1 going back, that Game 5 is going to be gross. If they split in the first 2 and then they hold home court and they're up 3-1 going back to LA, don't watch that game if you're a Timberwolves fan. All right, let's talk East.
I'll just bet LA. All right, the Magic are drawing dead. I don't even know if that's worth talking about.
It is. It is, Andy. You want to know why?
The Magic game by game or what?
Favorite angle in the East. Not really my favorite angle, but I'm going to take the net points with the Magic in every single one of these games and watch them get swept. 14 points for Game 1. 14? Are you serious? Are we serious here? We're serious? 14 points? I don't think so. There is no universe. I can't get close to a universe where Boston should be 14-point favorites in this game, which means even if they do cover because the Magic decide to stop scoring for a half of basketball, which they like to do sometimes, I'm going back to the well in Game 2. I'm playing Magic every game of this series, and I am expecting them to get swept. Maybe it's a gentleman's sweep. But whatever the case is, my fair price for completeness is Boston minus 898, Orlando plus 898. My fair price for Game 1 is Boston minus 9.6. My fair price in Orlando is Boston minus 5.2. So I am not close to these numbers, and I will be betting Orlando game by game, as they have very little chance to actually win the series. I have a 40% chance that Boston sweeps, 40.6. I have a 24% chance of a gentleman sweep, which means the Magic winning 2 or more games is something like 35-ish%, so pretty low. But this should be a short series and should be a clean win for Boston. But I don't think they're going to be clean covers. Pistons, Knicks. No fucking idea what happens there.
It's the Knicks. Honestly, the Pistons are fun. The Pistons are finally fun after, boy, that was a rebuild from like the second basement up. Like that team sucked shit a couple years ago when they really had to break it down and start from the bottom. But
yeah,
it's a fun team, but it's I don't know. That's a big price. 3-1.
My fair on that one is Knicks minus 353, Detroit plus 353. My fair price for Game 1 is Knicks 6.6. My fair price for Game 3 is Knicks minus 2.2. This is all neutral, by the way. If Detroit is down 0-2, that changes. Yeah. They do have a lot of pieces and combinations that they can try for Detroit to try to get back into a series if they're losing. Whereas the Knicks do too, but the Knicks also just play their guys, their minutes. So I don't think there's a ton of, kind of different combinations potentially for them. My percent chances that the Knicks sweep is 27%. My percent chance of a gentleman's sweep is 22%. So the chances that the Detroit Pistons win 2 or more games is 51.8. So basically, this is a 50-50 chance that this is a 4 or 5 game series or a 6-7 game series. In a game 7, I'm heavily tilting Knicks. So I don't feel like there's much angle or reason to get involved with Detroit here, and I don't have any action on this series or any action on game 1 so far. Might be a total series. I'm at 6.6 for game 1. Mark is at 7. My total for game 1 is 226. Market is at 220.5. So I'm probably going to play that over, but I haven't bet it yet.
I haven't bet any of these yet.
Is that the early tip? Yeah, shit. That's the early.
I
No,
don't
it's
have.
not.
I don't
No,
have.
no.
I
The early
only have
tip
the
is
series
Clippers
prices up.
Denver. The early tip is Clippers Denver. Sorry.
It's dumb.
It is dumb.
I guess the East Coast people will finally see them after voting. After voting is done.
Okay.
What's that leave? Bucks Pacers?
Bucks Pacers. Yeah. So
That one's surprising from a layman's point of view.
I swung away on the Bucks, expecting that there was potentially upside that Lillard might just be good to go, and he's not. My
You
fair,
said that.
if he starts 0 games this series, my series fair is Indiana -119, Milwaukee +119. My fair for game 1 is Indiana -2.9. My fair for game 3 is Milwaukee -1.5. So what do we do with this information? I already bet the Bucks series. Do I go back to game 1? Yes, I do. 5.5 is way too many points for Indiana in game 1. I think that Milwaukee matches up very, very well. I mean, these two teams match up very, very well. Like they're very, very close to each other. And I think there's absolutely a universe where Milwaukee takes game 1. I think they get the series period, but I don't know. I'm losing a little bit of confidence because I don't know, as AJ notes, get ready to learn Kevin Porter Jr. That could be good or bad. He has been a lot better recently, but there's some not too far in his past history where he was not good. So he knows what he looks like in a playoff setting. I do in general like the spacing that is provided by the current lineup for the Bucks. They do still have some positives in what they get defensively out of Brook Lopez. He's not washed yet, not quite at least.
Still in the league.
The big problem here is that like to get their offense going, the Pacers have to have Mathurin and Halliburton involved, and both of those guys are big minuses defensively. They are leaning heavily on Andrew Nembhard to get kind of their defense going, but Andrew Nembhard cannot stop Giannis Antetokounmpo, period. So it's going to be up to Siakam and Turner to match up with Giannis. Don't think that happens. And then on the flip side, Halliburton, there's no real answer at all in terms of point of attack defense for the Bucks. Their best defenders are Giannis and Lopez. AJ Green is an okay defender. Kevin Porter Jr. is an okay defender. That's it. Everybody else is a minus. So point of attack defense is going to get exposed. Halliburton should have himself a good series. And these games should be relatively high scoring. My fair for the total is 231. We are looking at a 225. So Bucks money line over in game 1 both look good. And I think Bucks series is still a good value at current market price. Let me tell you what
some of the stuff you just said led me to a different question
hit
that
me.
I'm going to save for tomorrow.
Oh,
We're 29 minutes deep, and I think this is a bigger conversation that we'll dig into for tomorrow because it's a fuck around Friday.
Yeah.
My brother's hosting Easter. I'm in charge of the wine. Drew's going to lead me down the path of righteousness for the Easter wine.
It's Good Friday tomorrow, man.
Yeah,
it's
we're
good.
Gonna figure out
It's a Good Friday tomorrow.
It is a Good Friday. We might do some. Maybe I'll do it live from a fish fry.
Ooh.
I don't think they're not going to let me order fish at 9:30 in the morning. Andy, go home. It's breakfast still.
Probably not. No cooking demonstration of frying fish in your office.
Oh God, can you imagine my landlord if I had a deep fryer in here? Oh, he would be
Angry. All right.
It would smell in here for so long.
Yeah, that would be pretty damn gross. I completely agree.
All right, guys. We'll catch
real
you
quick,
tomorrow.
Real quick, people are asking Miami versus Cleveland. What would be your series fair? And the answer is minus 1540 for Cleveland. So healthy favorites for the Cavaliers when they face off the Heat.
I mean, duh.
You're not getting it. I'm already moving the Heat into the 8 over the Hawks. I think the Hawks are 1-2-3 Cancun tomorrow.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, we saw the end of the first game. Didn't seem very lively for parts of that. No, I understand. I understand where you're going with that, but also go Cavs. I'm kind of a Cavs fan because
me too.
I don't like Boston.
Well, beyond that, they're not priced fairly for the East right now at all. Last year, there was one super team in the NBA, Andy. It was the Boston Celtics, and they won the title. This year, there are 3 super teams in the NBA, and the margin between them is narrow, and 2 of them are in the East, and 1 of them is in the West. What the fuck's going on?
It would be advantageous to be in the West, I would think.
You would think.
Not having to play one of those super teams before the finals.
You would think.
Math. All right. More NBA stuff. Answer my questions. We'll get into wine, life, love.
Probably some more draft thoughts too. Maybe a little tennis. Talk a little tennis.
Percolate a little.
Clay tennis season is afoot.